Hashtag AccountingWEB Live Summit.
Is that the hashtag?
Mm-hmm. AccountingWEB Live Summit. It was originally AWLS, and I'm like, it just sounds like a disease. Can we not?
Isn't that the baseball thing? Or the American League World?
Yeah.
Something like that. Before the World Series, isn't it like the, I don't know.
Welcome to a special episode of the Cloud Accounting Podcast. We are live, recording live to tape in San Diego at Paradise Point at the very first AccountingWEB Live. And we are sitting here with Seth Fineberg.
How you doing?
Editor at AccountingWEB, and my co-host David Leary.
Hello.
Hello, David.
It's so weird. I can touch you.
I can touch you too. It's so great to be back in person and recording again. Seth, tell us about this event.
It's like we never left in some ways. Well, as you said, this is our very first live event, and it has been approximately a year in the making. I think we got off to a little bit of a slow start in its creation, but once we, I think, found the venue and realized like what we wanted as the themes to be, it just kind of took on a life of its own. At its core, we wanted it to be literally a live version of AccountingWEB, what you come to expect on our pages, which is practical and useful content, 100% for practicing accountants. If you're an enrolled agent, you're a CPA, you go to work as a bookkeeper, an accountant every single day, we want to be here for you. And so having a live event was something that was discussed some years ago. But as you all know from going to live events, I've been going to them for my whole time I've been covering accounting, which is 20 years. And I've seen ones that do very well. I've seen ones that do not. There's some that aren't even around anymore. And so jumping into this was not something that we did lightly, especially after the last couple of years that we've had. And we even had, I think somebody summed it up last night at drinks. We were talking, they're like, you were so brave for putting this on. And I was like, thank you. But she proceeded to say, like, she's like, no, I just know a lot of folks are still a little hesitant about being out at a live event. And we felt that things would be safe enough and we could be at a place. So that was a big part of the location, and the content itself were key.
And location, right? We're in beautiful San Diego on an island in the middle of Mission Bay.
Literally.
It's nice and breezy. There's lots of fresh air going through. There's plenty of sunshine. People are not on top of each other.
We're not stuck in a hotel either. I mean, sure, we're in a hall right now, but then we're going to walk outside and go to to the main hall, to the session. Last night, like all of the, the receptions, the parties, everything's going to be outside. There's no elevators to get into here. There's no hallways to walk through, really, other than a little couple in the convention hall here. Everyone's in a bungalow, and we're like, that's okay. We felt like we had everyone's concerns in mind, but the folks that did kind of come out to this, I think they were ready for something different, but with enough expected stuff that accountants, you don't want to be go too over the edge and have something that's like, I don't know, that was just weird. We didn't want that. We just wanted to put ourselves out there because we've been a brand for 20 years, over 20 years. And I think when you ask people, who AccountingWEB is and what we stand for, we were just getting a lot of like, oh yeah, I get your newsletter. Yeah. That to me was like, we're not doing our job.
Because now you're a thing.
Yeah.
Now this is an event. It's a thing. People will talk about, nobody's going to just talk about the AccountingWEB website.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about attending the conference.
And the website itself is going to continue to, obviously serve the profession in the way that it has, but ultimately it is going to act as a feeder to the next live event. Live events, I think, are coming back, but accountants, I think, demand them to be different. I'm not going to slag any other live events that are out there, despite what some people might have thought about my latest column.
I can if we want.
Yeah, you can. I'm not going there. There's no reason to. I think they all
You don't have the latest TikTok or Netflix star or somebody.
They all serve a purpose, and our purpose is literally the same that we have. We're an independent. There are very few of those left out there, truly independent events, and I think that was important that we continue to kind of get that message across that, sure, there's vendors here. They need to be here as much as the attendees do. We feel that we bring them all together. So whether it's on our site or through any other content that we build, this is just another extension of what we plan to do with our future. You're right, guys, you're in our next chapter right now.
So I believe you said the focus is on small firms, small practitioners.
That's who our audience is. So we're like, why go after something that, we know, we survey, we reach it, we do outreach pretty regularly. We know who our audience is. It's very much a microcosm of the profession itself. Sole practitioners, small firms.
And when you say small firm, like, what does that mean to you?
Sub 10 staff, by and large. Sure, there's some that maybe have a few more than that, but by and large, yeah, small firms, sub 10.
So what kind of speakers did you bring to keep us all excited as small practitioners, small firms?
Pretty good variety of folks. Some names that people have known for years and years and years. Don Brolin, Jeannie Whitehouse, Shania Etienne. And then we have some of the newer voices coming through, like Susan Tennell, Nayo Carter, Eric Pierre, Ignatius. He's got a practice in Arizona. You might know Ignatius Jackson. People who I have found through social media, or people who have contacted me and wanted to contribute, or I've met them out in the digital verse and say, you know what, you have a pretty strong voice. You have an opinion. You have a view. You are in the profession or have a pretty good view on the profession, and you have something to share with. And that's pretty much how we're going to continue to go. We want those folks on our pages, and we want them at our conference speaking and sharing their knowledge, their expertise, their perspective on the accounting world.
Just so people know, it's a real conference. It's just not only the Cloud Accounting Podcast show.
This also isn't piped in noise.
It's not piped in noise. You obviously can't do these things without sponsors. They're important to do.
Gotta be
I know
here.
I saw Xero here. Do you envision a future where it's going to be platform agnostic and you'll have QuickBooks and Sage and NetSuite? And
they were invited.
NetSuite might be big for your AccountingWEB audience, but
they were invited.
March.
I think they just were interested. I think the timing was something that just didn't work out this time around. I think as it gets out that this is a thing and we're going to continue to do this thing and build and grow this thing, they'll want to be here. And I know for a fact the names that you mentioned absolutely did want to be here. I think it would just the timing just didn't work out.
And it's always
for
tricky,
them.
I think, for attendees, for sponsors. I mean, I've worked for startups, so is Blake. Like, decide, do you sponsor this conference? Do you not? It's always tricky, but I can tell you I've been here 12 hours so far, and congratulations. Like, it's a real event. I was very impressed with the people that were at the mixer last night.
Yeah.
Clayton Oates, you have people from all over the world. Clayton Oates is here. You can really tell the people that care about accounting and bookkeeping and care about the community of it showed up to this event.
Thank you.
And that's,
that's what we wanted.
Right?
That's what we wanted. We wanted people who genuinely care. And I feel like the feedback here is like everyone here has our back too. They're like, want this to succeed because at some level they felt like this was needed. And I know it's not easy, to break out of your lives, your professional lives, and just go, I'm going to go to a conference. Like, that's a lot. It's an expense, especially after the last couple of years that accountants have had. It's not lost on us that people took their time and their money away from their practices to be here. And I've seen it, year in and year out, and you always wonder in the back of your head, like, wow, why do these people feel they need to be here? Whether it's Scaling New Heights or QB Connect or ZeroCon or anyone, even Engage. Why do people, want to take that time out of their lives to be here? And I think as you look around and you hear the conversations, it's pretty obvious. Accountants, they want to be together. They want to talk to other accountants. You want to create an opportunity for them to do that. And then, okay, yeah, sure. If we have good content, if we have, things that, sessions and speakers that people want to hear from, sure, that's kind of like the bonus. Really.
And I mean, I think it's that view of like their clients don't understand them, their spouses don't understand them. So then when accountants and bookkeepers are with each other, they really get it. But it's just efficient, right? It's an efficient way to get education. It's efficient because no matter what, there's all these ads for all these apps. You get all these emails, but you don't have time to like do them. But now you can be like, hey, I'm going to spend 4 hours and visit these 8 apps that I've been thinking about and have a deep conversation and a deep relationship. And it's just, we all crave that as humans. I know Blake's buying into the metaverse. Like, question for you, why didn't you build this in the metaverse instead of having a live in-person conference?
Yeah, well,
someday.
We've had a couple of years of that. Some of us probably tried to experience some of that, and it's like it's fun, but it's like I play enough video games. My kids play enough video games out there. Like, sure. Look, I think there is a future there, but again, we're humans. We want to be together. And the fact that we're all kind of coming out of a pandemic, and maybe there'll be another one in the future. There probably will at some point. But while we have this time, let's get together, when we can. I don't expect this is going to be the one event that everyone comes to year in and year out, but it's a nice thought that this is going to be on someone's plan next year. And yeah, we are doing this next year. We are going to continue to build on this idea of Live Summit. Live Summit is now a brand, and we're going to just continue to, learn from the things that maybe we wanted to do, didn't do, should have done this time around, and go from there.
Is the plan to keep it here in San Diego or move it around?
We have an announcement on that coming on Thursday, but I think that we are leaning towards keeping it in San Diego for next year. We'll see. Obviously, things could change, but right now that seems to be the plan.
All right.
I'll make sure it's on accountingconferences.com to make sure.
We will let you know.
This after the fact, it'll be on there for sure.
The official announcement is coming on Thursday at the end of the conference. So.
All right, so somebody's listening to this podcast and they're jazzed. They just have a lot of FOMO. They're like, God, I wish I would have went to AccountingWEB Live Summit. I really regret not going. Where's the website? How do they get more info? Is there an email list? Is there a sign me up for next year? Is there going to be?
We're going to have that
pre-registration on Thursday for the next year's show.
We are going to have that. Obviously, we're keeping AccountingWEBLiveSummit.com. That is our site. That's where we're keeping that event site. We may sort of give it a bit of a refresh for next year. But yeah, we plan to put all of that up there. We'll probably share initially, I think, on social media. At the end of the conference, we're going to push it out. We're going to have dates and things like that.
All right.
Oh, I must say, thank you for not forcing us to get a silly mobile app. Your website works. It's clean. I can figure out where I need to be.
We talked about it for a minute, and it was it's just too complicated. For the size event that we have, we just...
It doesn't even a gigantic event. It's too much. But this
they
is
never
simple
work.
and clean.
They never
scroll
work.
down, you open up. And actually, if I had an accounting conference, this is what I do. Is everybody plans a schedule in a Excel doc. Just share that with everybody's comfortable. They open the Excel doc. They're good at it. Just, don't even reformat it for the web. Just give them an Excel doc of your schedule.
There you go. And, obviously, we're using QR codes for a lot of stuff. And, I think that helps. And, so that's kind of the mobile part of this is just scan this in.
Perfect.
Well,
any questions?
No, that's it. Thank you, Seth Fineberg, editor at AccountingWEB, host of AccountingWEB Live. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, guys.